Hello and welcome to the Basketball and Regional Victoria Conference. I'm joined by Anthony Moore, CEO of Basketball Australia. Anthony just talked on the panel, and Anthony, what do you think a conference like this could do to regional basketball in Victoria?
Well, I think it's a great opportunity for everyone in the Victorian basketball country community to come in, hear from each other. So, the networking piece is important, those connection pieces. Recognise that many of the issues that you might face locally are shared by others in a similar situation. And then from a Basketball Australia perspective, it's our opportunity to come and just talk what we're doing nationally and then how important the system of basketball is and the role that the associations across Vic Country play in that national system.
And you spoke about the problems that maybe in some regional centres, the link between your grassroots and going to your high performance and elite, and talked about some solutions towards that. Could you just maybe talk a little bit about those solutions or how you think they can succeed?
Yeah, so what we need to do at the national level is then define the pathways. So athlete pathways, coaches, referees. We spent some time talking about the competition pathway as well. But if you take the first one on athletes, what is the pathway for the Aussie hooper who picks up the ball for the first time at 5, 6, 7, and what's their journey through basketball? I know from an AFL perspective, having worked in that industry for nearly a decade, the pathway is really clear. You play your tackers, you might get into an interleague, you find yourself, particularly in Victoria, on a TAC Cup model, and then off you go, and that's your opportunity to be drafted into that competition. The basketball's very different, so there's a number of different ways that you can actually end up playing for the Boomers. Ben Simmons is potentially going to be drafted number 1 in a couple of weeks' time. He didn't go to our centre of excellence. He was a product of the Basketball Victoria system through Metro. I think made some state teams, pretty sure I'm right in that.
Yep.
But then opted to go the late high school path and then 1 year into college. Dante Exum, his counterpart, went through centre of excellence and drafted into the Jazz. Dante, interestingly, didn't go to college, made the leap. Delhi, Paddy, these guys went to centre of excellence, fantastic college careers, and then made NBA. So those examples are the multiple different pathways that you have to actually make a national team or make international competition. And similarly on the women's side, same conversation. Penny Taylor, Lauren Jackson, all parts of all parts of the sporting system of basketball have helped them become international icons in our sport. And it's been really clear in terms of that pathway for both our men and women athletes is something that we need to do so that everyone playing our game knows where they plug in and knows how to get to where they want to get to.
Yep. And on the association level, how can they help you out with achieving that goal?
Well, I think, again, my long-winded answer before is that if we're clear on that pathway, coaches, referees and athletes, everyone is aware of what they do. So we run 15 national teams, but we're completely reliant on state associations like Basketball Victoria to produce elite talent, who play in our national Australian Junior Championships, our age group championships. Well, they actually come out of local associations, Victoria Metro, Victoria Country. So Vic Country, as managed by Basketball Victoria Country, play a critical role in supplying those athletes in. But again, at the local association level, it's got to start with Aussie hoops. It's the first time you pick up the ball, fall in love with the game, have a fun experience, and set you on that pathway. So every piece of the layer, every layer of the cake, so to speak, has a really important role. What we've lacked in the past is defining that pathway.
All right, thanks a lot, Anthony.